Hello students, I welcome you all for my second video on periodic table. Today we are going to see the design of periodic table. Why the periodic table has been divided into S block, P block, D block and F block. To understand this design, we need to go to the basic of the element. That is, you all know the smallest particle of each and every element in the periodic table or for all the matters is atom. And we all know that atom is made up of protons, neutrons and electrons. Protons, neutrons are present in the nucleus. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. This much we know into our 10th standard. But let us view the different model of an atom. Let us see the different way to look inside the atom. If you understand the different way of looking at atom, then you really understand the design of periodic table. So let's begin with the design of periodic table. We all know periodic table. S block is group 1 to, P block is group 13 to 18, D block is group 3 to 12, and F block is below the periodic table, lanthanides and actinides. Why they are being termed as S, P, D, and F? The reason for that is inside the atom. We all know in 10th standard we have been taught atom looks like this or atom looks like this. Protons, neutrons at the center, electrons are revolving around the nucleus. But this is two-dimensional atom. This is what we have been taught into our school. But in reality, atom is three-dimensional. Three-dimensional is, see the way how it looks. The electrons are moving around the nucleus, but electrons are not just revolving x and y. It is also revolving z-axis. What is z-axis? What is z-axis? So if I tell you what is z-axis, look at the screen. The z-axis is x, y, and the z. And the more precise I tell you is your Fleming's rule, physics. It is x, y, and z. That is nothing but x, y, and z. So you have three dimension x, y, and z. So for me, the z is where I can look into. For me, the z is where you can go inside the object or inside the box or inside an atom like this. Let's see how it looks. So this is how it is z axis. It is covering x, it is covering y, and it is covering z. In reality, in space, it looks like this. Proton, neutron at the center. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Okay. But in this nucleus, or I would say in this atom, there are shells in which electrons are revolving. But in reality, in shells, there are also subshells, which makes this atom a three-dimensional. What are those subshells? So I take these subshells in this way. We all live in houses. We all live in a building. So in building, there are seven floors or there are seven floors like it is there in atom. There are seven shells. In each floor, you have houses and each house has a different shape. In the same way, in an atom, there are seven shells, and each shell there are subshells, and that subshell is our house. But every subshell is having a different shape. Where the first subshell which we are going to learn is the S subshell, that is S orbital, and the shape is spherical. Spherical shape, that is complete spherical, where it is covering x direction, y direction, and it is also covering the front one, that is z direction as well. So it looks like a spherical shape. That is the one thing. Means subshell which is present inside the shell. The first subshell, it is spherical. Second is P subshell. The P subshell is a dumbbell shape. The dumbbell shape is the dumbbell which we do it in the gym. Okay, it looks like that only, but that dumbbell is in px, that dumbbell is in py, and that dumbbell is in pz. So it is in px, it is on py, it is on pz direction. So there are three p orbitals: px, Py and Pz. S orbital was only one, spherical, but P orbitals are three, Px, Py, and Pz. Now let's go to the next orbital, next subshell, which is there in the shell, that is d orbital. So d orbital looks like this. So d orbital is double dumbbell shape. The dumbbell in both the hands, double dumbbell shape. So double dumbbell shape means the dxy, dyz, dxz, and dx square minus y square. What does that mean? Dxy, which you can see at the right hand side, this dxy is not on x and y. Dxy is in between x and y. This is x and y. This is x and y. It is in between x and y like a cross. So it is in between x and y axis. Dyz is in between y and z axis. Dxz is again in between x and z axis. So can you see everywhere there are two dumbbells? That's why the name is double dumbbell shape. Same way, the dxy, dyz, and dxz, they are in between xy, yz, and xz axis. In the same way, the x square minus y square, it is along the axis. Means it is on x and on y. If it is on x and on y, so again there are two dumbbells. So again we can say double dumbbell shape. But the different shape in the d orbital is this dz square. Dz square is called as duff nut shape. A duff nut shape is like a donut. You can see the donut. It's a round donut, and there is a cherry on it, or there is a top on it. Very, I would say it's a dumbbell. In between, there is a ring in the dumbbell. Like a small kid goes into the swimming pool for the first time, and the teacher or his parent is giving him that float. So he's wearing that float and is going into it. So it is a small kid and the float around it. So it looks like a duff nut shape. So this is dz square. But the only orbital in d orbitals, the only orbital in the d orbitals which covers x, y, and z, all the three axes. So this is how the important that dz square is. All others are covering only two axes, dxy in between, dyz in between y and z, dxz in between x and z, dx square minus y square, it is on x and on y. But dz square, it is on z, and with that ring it is also there on x and y. So it covers all three axes, x, y, and z. But when you draw all these three-dimensional subshells on paper, how it looks. But before that, each orbital, s orbital, p orbital, 3p orbitals, 5d orbitals, each orbital contains two electrons. Electrons are revolving in that orbital, but electrons are spinning. One is spinning clockwise, other one is spinning anti-clockwise. One is spinning clockwise, other one is spinning anti-clockwise. Clockwise is represented in the book as the upward arrow. Anti-clockwise is represented as downward arrow. So that spin gets neutralized. This is how we present in our book. Let's go. As I said, in an atom, where these subshells are, they are inside the shells. So how do I imagine this? They are like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So there are seven floors building, like a seven shells. So each floor, like in first floor, in the first shell, you have only S ka house. In the second shell, you have S and P ka house. Third shell means what? Third floor, you have SPD ka house. And from fourth shell onwards, you have SPDF ka F ka house. From fourth shell onwards till seventh, it is SPDF. Means on first shell, you have only S orbital, spherical shape. In second shell, you have S and P orbital, spherical and dumbbell shape. In third shell, you have S, P, and D orbital, spherical, dumbbell shape, double dumbbell shape. And fourth shell onwards, you have SPDF, all the four orbitals. I didn't show you what is F orbital. Why? Because F orbitals are very complicated. It is not even explained in our textbook. So we'll see later on. Later on means when you grow up, when you become a research scientist, at that time you can explore it much better. Let's go further. Okay, but when you present into your book, when I have to write everything in my textbook or in my notebook, I have to note it down, then I always present this s orbital as what? S orbital as spherical. And can you see there are two electrons? But this orbital, which is spherical, I have represented that as one box. That one box, in that one electron is single arrow, Other electron is also single arrow, but one electron, that arrow is upward, and one electron arrow is downward, means one is clockwise spinning, other one is anti-clockwise spinning. In the same way, p orbital. In p orbital, we have three boxes. So in these three boxes, obviously it is px, py, pz. Why three boxes? Because there are three orbitals, px, py, pz. This px, py, pz contains two electrons each. Means each orbital will contain only two electrons. So px में one clockwise anti-clockwise, py में one clockwise anti-clockwise, pz में one clockwise anti-clockwise. Three orbitals, three boxes. How many electrons total? Each box contains two electrons. So how many electrons in total? Six electrons. You have to remember this, because this will tell you the design of the periodic table. Coming to the d orbital. D orbital in books we know dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square, dz square. How many orbitals? Five orbitals. So I have represented five boxes. And in each orbital contains two electrons. One clockwise, one anti-clockwise, one clockwise, one anti-clockwise, one upward arrow, downward arrow, upward arrow, downward arrow. So this is how we present it. So five boxes, each contain two electrons. So total is 10 electrons. So very simple. S orbital contains one box, two electrons. P orbital contains three box, six electrons. D orbital contains five box, 10 electrons. And similarly, can I say F orbital will be seven boxes? Why? Because S was one box, P was three box, D was five box. Can you see there are two ka difference? S is one, P is three, D is five, F will be seven. But I told you I'm not going to show you the shapes of it. But we can make boxes, seven boxes. Each box contains two electrons. So seven twos are 14. So what does that mean? Again, I'm giving you a brief. S orbital, spherical shape, one box, two electrons. P orbital, px, py, pz, dumbbell shape, three boxes. Each contains two electrons, six electrons. And then five d orbitals, five boxes, five orbitals. Each contain two electrons. Total 10 electrons. F is what? Seven boxes, two electrons each containing 14 electrons. So it is what? 2, 6, 10, 14. So electrons का difference कितना है? 4, 4 का. But boxes का difference कितना है? 2, 2 का. 1, 3, 5, 7. S1 box, P3, D5, and F is 7 boxes. And lastly, why I showed you this? Just to tell you one important part of 10th standard. First floor contains only S shell, and S shell contains only two electrons. That's why 2. Second floor, that is second shell, contains what? S and P. So S is what? 2 electrons. P is what? 6 electrons. 2 plus 6, 8. So that's why we say second is what? The second shell containing 8 electrons. Third is what? SPD. So S contains 2 electrons, P contains 6 electrons, D contains 10 electrons. So it is 2 plus 6 is 8, 8 plus 10 is 18. 18 is the third shell. And fourth shell onwards, SPDF. S contains 2, P contains 6, D contains 10, F contains 14. Add all of them. 2 plus 6 is 8, 8 plus 10 is 18, 18 plus 14 is 32. That's why from this shell onwards, it is 32, 32, 32. And the most important point, the video was made on design of periodic table. Everybody look at this. S block contains two groups, group 1 and 2. Why? Because S orbital can have only two electrons. Again, P block contains group 13 to group 18, six groups. Why? Because P block contains 6 electrons. D block contains 10 groups, 3 to 12. Why? That is around 10 groups. Why? Because d orbital are 5 boxes. They contain two electrons in each orbital. So total is 10 electrons. That's why 10 groups. And f orbital, 7 boxes, 14 electrons. That's why it is below the periodic table. Lanthanides and actinides contains 14 elements. As I said, this is the design of periodic table. Why S contains 2, why P contains 6, why D contains 10, why F contains 14, just because that is the number of electrons that subshell can have it. So this is how the periodic table was designed by a scientist. So for today's lecture, this much is enough. You revise this, because in the next lecture, I'm going to tell you the shortcut of each and every element. चलो इसका मैं एक ट्रेलर आपको अभी बताता हूँ. एक ट्रेलर ये है, एक ट्रेलर ये है. Okay, I can show you this trailer. So this is the periodic table. We all have learned elements 1 to 20. Okay, and from 21 to 30, 1 to 20 का shortcut सबको पता है, but 21 to 30 का shortcut ये है, that is scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. इसका shortcut ये है, that science tiger वीरो का कार्टून, साइंस टाइगर वीरो के कार्टून में फिक्को निक्को जिंक, साइंस टाइगर वीरो के कार्टून में फिक्को निक्को जिंक. And how these shortcuts are used to get the electronic configuration, that I'll tell you in the next video. So stay tuned and be with me, subscribe the channel, give me that liking so that I get motivated and you also get motivated. Thank you.